Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jai Hind, Namaskar. So I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good morning. Just one second. Okay. Thank you so much for confirming this. Good morning. And yes, thank you, everyone. So I hope your preparation is going well. Okay. So I welcome you all to this daily newspaper editorial analysis session. And in today's session, we have again got three such articles which we are going to discuss. The first article is with respect to the Rajya Sabha defections. There is an article with respect to the Rajya Sabha defection. It was there in the last month, but now we are seeing the topic with respect to this Rajya Sabha defection. We are going to analyze this topic. Second topic is again India energy scenario. This topic is on repeat mode. This is one such topic which is on repeat mode. On Monday also we have seen it. Now on Wednesday also we are having it. Okay. Then we see that Article 142 judicial activism. This is also one of the topic which we have to see here. So these are some of the topics which we are going to discuss. Good morning and yes, thank you everyone. So I am also going to purchase that Melody chocolate for all of you. So I hope that will be okay. Now it is an international chocolate brand. So Melody will be the best one, right? Thank you everyone for the wishes. Let's start our discussion and then at the end of the session, we will discuss about this question also. Last day, I have given you two questions for writing. We are going to discuss one of them today. So let's start. The first thing is about the Rajya Sabha defection. Rajya Sabha defection. Melody is the best chocolate now internationally, hai na? So that will be the party. So let's start. What is the context here? Eat 5 star, do nothing, yes. But let's first discuss the editorial, then we will do nothing. Okay. Good morning, sir. I skipped for few days due to prelims. Can I start from here or should I also watch previous sessions? No, you can start from here, Himanshu. You can directly start from here. So here, let us look at the context. In case of Rajya Sabha, we have seen that 2/3 MPs of Aam Aadmi Party, they have decided to merge with BJP. So 2/3 MPs of Aam Aadmi Party, they have decided to merge with the ruling party, that is BJP. Now there is a question on this, that can it be considered defection? So here we have this one question, that can it be considered defection? Can we call this as a defection from one party to another party? So this is one thing which we are going to discuss about in this article. First of all, if we talk about our constitution, when we talk about our constitution, So what we see that we have this 52nd Amendment Act, and through this 10th schedule was added to the Constitution. Through this, the 10th schedule was added to the Constitution. And in this 10th schedule, there is a provision for anti-defection. There is a provision for anti-defection. We are not going in the polity related detail of this. I think you all may have read about this. You may have gone through it multiple times. But briefly, if we talk about this, if an elected member, if an elected representative joins another political party, then he or she get disqualified. He or she gets disqualified. So this is broadly the provision. Okay. What we see that if an elected representative joins another political party, then he or she gets disqualified. This is broadly the provision of anti-defection law. This is broadly the provision of anti-defection law. Here we see that there is one exception. There is this one exception. Under paragraph 4 of anti-defection law, under this paragraph 4 of the anti-defection law, under this paragraph 4 of the anti-defection law, what we see that there is an exception that if there is a merger, of two political parties, with support of minimum 2/3 members. If there is a support of one political party, if there is a merger of one political party with another political party with a support of at least 2/3 members, then in that scenario, anti-defection will not be applicable. Is not applicable. Is not applicable. So if we look at this, there is an exception that under the paragraph 4 of the anti-defection law, if a political party is merging with another political party with a minimum support of 2/3 of elected representative, here members means elected members. Here members means the elected members. The elected members. Then in that scenario, what we see that anti-defection law is not applicable. We see that the anti-defection law is not applicable. So if we look at this one exception, and now see the question here, that 2/3 MPs of Aam Aadmi Party, they have decided to merge with BJP. So is this anti-defection, or sorry, is this covered under anti-defection or not? Is it allowed or not? The question here is about this part only, that is it allowed or not? So if we are simply reading the text, it says that 2/3 of the elected members should agree. 2/3 of elected members should agree. So yes, in that scenario, technically the anti-defection law will not be applicable on them. Technically, the anti-defection law will not be applicable on them. So now if we analyze this, so technically the anti-defection law won't be applicable on quitting members. So technically, if we look at this, the anti-defection law will not be applicable on them because 2/3 of the elected members are agreeing for this. So technically, this will not be applicable. But now we will come back to this part, that what is the original intent? What is the original intent of paragraph 4? What is the original intent? Is it about merger or mass defection? What is the original intent of this paragraph 4? The paragraph 4 of anti-defection law, what is the original intent of it? The original intent of this anti-defection law, the paragraph 4, was to allow the merger of parties, not the mass defection. So if we look at technically the anti-defection law will not be applicable on quitting members. But if we look at the original intent of this paragraph 4, it is simply this, that it calls for merger. It is not talking about the anti-defection, or sorry, it is not allowing mass defection. It says that if a party is ready to merge with another political party, then it can be allowed. So the original intent was about merger, not mass defection. This is one part. Now again, when we come to this one argument, there will again be a question that if 2/3 elected members are ready, then can we call it as merger? Now there is this one question also, that if 2/3 people are agreeing about this, why cannot we call it merger? Now think about them. These members, the question is, do they have independent existence? Do they have independent existence? Now the question is, do they have independent existence? They have won the elections on a banner of a party. They have won the elections on the banner of a party, and then they decide that they are ready to merge with another party or any other political portion. So now the question is, do they have independent existence? Do they have independent existence? So here we see that basically in case of India, those who are forming government or those who are fighting elections, either they can be from a political party or they can contest as independent candidate. And especially in case of Rajya Sabha, when we talk about especially Rajya Sabha, now here we see that the MPs, they are chosen by MLAs of a political party. They are chosen by the MLAs of a political party. So in that situation, if the MLAs of a political party have chosen some MPs and then they decide to go for mass defection, is it something which is moral in politics? Now technically it is allowed, but Will it be ethically correct? Is it morally correct? Is it morally correct? Is it morally correct? So here what we see that they have been chosen. They have been chosen by the MLAs of a political party. And once they have been chosen as MPs of Rajya Sabha by one political party, they decide to join another political party. So even if technically it is allowed, is it morally correct? So now what is the way forward? There are certain other challenges also. Other challenges with respect to anti-defection law. Now in a smaller states, mass defection is easier. Mass defection is easier. What we see here that mass defection is easier. Why? Suppose that there is a state, let's say 40 seats. There is 40 seats only. There are three parties A, B and C. They have got 15 seats and 10 seats. Now the requirement is 21. The C party decided that we are going to support B. But then 6 members or 7 members of this one decided that no, we are going to support A. So then they can change the entire sequence, they can change the entire government. So what we see that in smaller states, mass defection is quite common. Mass defection is quite common. It can be easily done. For smaller parties, mass defection is quite a major challenge. For smaller parties, for smaller states, mass defection is a challenge. Okay. So what needs to be done? What is the solution? There can be two solutions. First, correct interpretation. Correct interpretation of paragraph 4. By judiciary. Second thing is reform in the anti-defection law. Reform in this anti-defection law with respect to mass defection. So the original intent of the law is what? The name of the law is anti-defection. The name of the law itself is anti-defection. So if the name of the law is anti-defection, it means it should curtail all type of defection, whether there is a mass defection or a single defection. It should be able to curtail all of these defections, whether it is a mass defection or a single defection. So here we need to examine, and especially there is a need of change. There is a need of change in provisions especially with respect to Rajya Sabha, because the elections of Rajya Sabha is quite different as compared to Lok Sabha or legislative assemblies. In case of Rajya Sabha, it is the representation of the political parties. In Rajya Sabha, it is the representation of the political parties, representation of the states. It is about the representation of states. So we need to have some separate provisions for defection in case of Rajya Sabha. So I hope this part is clear. First of all, we have seen what is the context, what is the context, what is the constitutional provision, technicality versus original intent. Then we have seen in case of Rajya Sabha that can we call it as a merger? Is it whenever it is, even though it is technically right, is it morally right? Okay. And then we have seen this one part that what other challenges are, plus at the same time what solution can be there with respect to this anti-defection law. तो आई होप ये टॉपिक आपको क्लियर है. Yes, public sentiment is also heard. If a MLA has won on the seat of one party, they have no right to join another party while being MLA or MP. If they want to join another political party, they must resign first. If they are not happy with the party, they should resign first. If they believe that public is with them, if they believe that public sentiment is with them, they should first resign. So this is one of the part. Otherwise, it is simply opportunistic politics. Now, come to the next part. India's energy strategy need price correction. Now, what is the basic idea behind this? This article is talking about existing problem, impact and solution. And the solution which has been given by this is increase the price, increase oil price. That is the suggestion which has been given by this editorial. That we need to increase the oil price. Okay. So that is the basic intent. That is the basic intent of this one article. It is telling about the existing problem. It is telling about the impact of it. Okay. The impact on it and the solution. The solution which has been provided by it is increasing the oil prices. Now the thing is, when we talk about this one editorial, see, this is temporary in nature. This one editorial is temporary in nature. It has no such long-term usage. So we are just going to discuss it in a brief manner. Okay. So what is the problem? We have discussed it many times. Problem is a Strait of Hormuz crisis. This has led to pressure on supply of crude. Then we see India's heavy dependence on import. India's heavy dependence on import and sanction regime. So purchasing oil from Russia is tricky. So three major problems are there. There are three major problems which has been highlighted here. Okay. Plus, it has also been said that the use of India being one of the largest consumer of crude oil or heavy dependence on crude. Now, in light of this, it is saying that what has been government's response? First thing is, we have seen that there has been a marginal increase. As per the author, there has been marginal increase in prices. There has been marginal increase in prices. There has been revenue loss for government. There has been revenue loss for government. Government is reducing the excise duty. Government is reducing the taxes. Okay. Due to reduction in excise duty. So there is revenue loss for government. Then at the same time, it has also said that there is also burden on oil companies. Burden on oil companies. That they are also suffering loss. They are also suffering loss. That this article is again saying that the oil companies are bearing the loss. Oil company is bearing the loss because of the response. And the solution which has been provided, that there should be sharing of the burden. Sharing burden of oil crisis. That there should be sharing of burden of the oil crisis. Who should be sharing it? Government plus oil marketing companies plus public. That everyone should be bearing the cost. And in fact, this one article has also recommended that there should be one-time price hike of 13%. One-time price hike. There should be one-time price hike of 13% on crude oil related products. That there should be one-time price hike on crude oil related products. This is one solution which has been proposed. As part of the editorial. Now, if we really want to solve this problem, like there is one question from Pradeep saying, it's a strategic solution from your point of view. If we talk about solution for this oil crisis, it is going to be multi-pronged. There is going to be a multi-pronged approach for this crisis. First of all, what we need to do? Reducing consumption. This is something, there is an immediate step, reducing consumption. How we can reduce the consumption? Promoting work from home wherever it is possible. During the COVID time, by promotion of work from home, we were able to save around 40% of the requirement. By promoting work from home during the COVID time, around 40 to 50% of the demand of the oil was down. Okay. So this is one of the approach we can promote work from home culture. This is one part. Second thing is strengthening public transport. Here we have electric buses. This needs to be increased. We need to increase the electric buses, and we need to make it much more affordable, much more accessible by everyone. We need a accessible public transport, accessible public transport. Okay. We need to incentivize. Okay. So this is one part, how we can reduce the consumption. We need to promote alternatives. We need to promote alternatives like electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles. This is something which can be done in short term. This is something which can be done in short term. Now, this is something which is required over a longer period of time. Okay. This is something which is required over a long period time, long term. Then, third part is we need to diversify our resources or diversifying crude, diversification of supply. We need to diversify our supply. We need to diversify our supply. Heavy dependence on any countries is going to create a challenge for us. Whether we are having heavy dependence on West Asia or Russia or any other country, this is going to be a challenge. So we need to diversify our resources. We need to diversify our source of import of the oil. Okay. This is one of the part. Then at the same time, we need to have a better deal with all West Asian countries. Okay. We need to have a deal with all West Asian countries. Including Iran. And then we also need to build a strategic petroleum reserve. We need to also build a strategic petroleum reserve. But these all things will not be required if we are able to do this. अगर हम लोग ये कर लेते हैं, if we are able to do this, this is the main part. This is the main part. If we are able to go for alternatives, then we are going to achieve that energy security. Why is the government increasing the prices? Now, you can see the entire story. These editorials which are coming in the newspaper, they are type of creating an environment where people can easily accept it. That it is creating a narrative. It is creating a narrative. A few weeks back, in the early part of May also, we have seen a similar editorial where it was written by a person who belongs to one of the oil marketing companies. A person who was of a oil marketing companies. So in similar manner, this article is also there, which is part of a person who is saying that oil marketing companies should not be bearing the burden. It should be transferred to the public. But in long term, neither of them is going to be sustainable. Why we cannot transfer the burden to the public? Public is already under huge burden. It is not that the oil marketing companies are only facing loss. Public is already under huge burden due to inflation and economic situation. So we cannot pass it on to the consumers. So this is one of the part. One of the media channel worker, anchor in fact. So that anchor was saying that even if the petrol prices are increasing by 7 rupees, so what is the problem? that even if there is an increase of 7 rupees, monthly burden will be only 210 rupees. So one of the anchor was that much naive, like the person was, I cannot understand that what is the narrative of the media here. What is the narrative of the media here? Why they are justifying the price rise? And who asked them to justify the price rise? So one of the anchor was saying that even if it is increasing by 7 rupees, what is the impact? It is only 200 rupees for one person in 1 month. Okay. So we do have to understand that if there is a 7 rupees increase, it is not just 200 rupees burden will be multiplied, because a rise in petrol or diesel price will also lead to increase in the prices of the goods and services. It is not going to be just a 200 rupees rise. It is going to be a burden in the form of like increase in the prices of other things also. The prices of vegetables will increase, the prices of deliveries will increase. Many other things are also going to increase simultaneously. So sometimes the TV anchors are behaving in such a manner, it seems like they have no idea. Now, coming to the next part. Now there is this one article which is with respect to judiciary. Diversifying fuel is one of the solution. Yes, we need to diversify it. Yes, of course, this is a challenging situation for many people. The TV anchors may not understand it, but this is a challenging situation for many people. Now, coming to this one part, the judiciary's role in complete justice. The role of judiciary in complete justice. So here there is again this one part. What is the context? Supreme Court, they have taken a suo motu cognizance with respect to accidents. Under Article 142. And in fact, Supreme Court has said that right to safe travel, this is part of Article 21. Supreme Court has gone to say this. Supreme Court has gone to say this, that right to safe travel is a part of Article 21. A few weeks back, we have the NCRB report, which was talking about accidents in India. Accidents in India are one of the major causes of unnatural death in India. Accidents are one of the major causes of unnatural deaths in India. So now Supreme Court has said that the right to safe travel is something which is part of our Article 21 right to life. Now the thing is, what instruction has been given? The Supreme Court has given some instructions also. Supreme Court has said that you have to improve. You have to improve the road network. You have to improve the engineering. You have to improve the engineering of the roads. Like if there is a fault in the system, then you have to change it. Okay. That road engineering needs to be improved. Improvement in road engineering. Improvement in road engineering, that has also been said. Then enforcement of traffic laws. enforcement of traffic laws, awareness, education and awareness, that the government has the duty. The government has the duty of ensuring education and awareness and emergency services. Emergency services. The Supreme Court has taken a suo motu cognizance with respect to road safety. Now the question is, what we can call it? What we are going to call it? This one thing, are we going to call it judicial activism or overreach? Or overreach? What are you going to call it? There has been use of Article 142 by the Supreme Court in order to give a judgment with respect to road safety. It has said that a right to safe travel is a part of fundamental right. Right to safe travel has been declared as a part of fundamental rights. You can understand there is going to be a huge implications for this. There are many such roads which are having potholes. There are many such roads which are having dangerous potholes. The engineering of road is quite challenging. The engineering of road is quite challenging at many places. It is quite dangerous at many places. So this one judgment is going to open a lot of options for the people, where they can be filing cases in the Supreme Court or High Court saying that the roads are not proper. This is going to open up a floodgate. Now the question is that should it be done by Supreme Court or it should not be done by the Supreme Court? If Supreme Court is doing these things, should it be done by it or not? Now the question is simply, should judiciary use this? Article 142. The question is simply this, that should the judiciary use this Article 142? The question is only this part, that should the judiciary be doing it? Is it the work of judiciary to give advice on this? Now there is one simple thing. Our constitution talks about welfare, talks about our constitution talks about welfare. Our constitution talks about justice. Our constitution provides right to life. Our constitution talks about these provisions. It talks about the welfare, it talks about the justice, it talks about right to life. Okay. Now, there is another part. Constitution also says that the Supreme Court or the judiciary, what is the position? Judiciary is acting as the guardian or not? Judiciary has been given the power to protect the rights of the people or not? Protecting the right of the people. Protecting the rights of the people. Ensuring complete justice. ensuring complete justice. So if we are talking about, let's say this one case itself, road safety, according to government's own report, according to the own reports of government, according to the NCRB data, road accidents are one of the major killers in India. Road accidents are one of the major killers in India. So now the question is, if we are having so much higher number of road accidents in India, why it has not been reduced in the last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years? Why we are not having a reduction? Highways, national highways, they are responsible for majority of the road accidents. The national highways are responsible for majority of the road accidents in India. So in that many years, in that 75 to 80 years, why the government has not been able to reduce the number? Why the number is increasing? And if the government is not able to do something, then of course there is going to be an intervention by the Supreme Court in order to ensure complete justice for the people. So this is one part. When we talk about it, why the judiciary needs to intervene, there is a sense of, there is one requirement of a complete justice. And for complete justice, of course, judiciary has to come into the arena. Judiciary has to factor in the constitutional provisions. Now here see, when we talk about this, there are certain judgments. Okay. When this is used, this is something which is used when the existing laws are silent, the legal remedies are insufficient, the strict procedural rules may defeat justice, or so in these cases, it allows the court to go beyond the technicalities to ensure fairness. When the laws are silent, when the enforcement is weaker, when we see that the legal remedies are insufficient, in that scenario, we see that the court has to come in, it has to go beyond the technicalities to ensure the fairness in the system. So this is one of the part. Now here we have this one case, Supreme Court Bar Association versus Union of India. In this, the court has clarified that Article 142 cannot be used arbitrarily. Okay. It must remain consistent with constitutional principles. So Supreme Court itself has said in previous cases that we cannot do arbitrary use of Article 142. So is there a check and balance? Is there a check and balance? So in the case of check and balance, you can see the court has clarified this. Okay. Again here in Hitesh Bhatnagar versus Deepa Bhatnagar case, the court have again said that Article 142 must be exercised with extraordinary care, caution and respect for natural justice. So while Supreme Court has been using Article 142 for giving the judgments with respect to different matters, it has also created a check and balance for this one. It has also created a check and balance provision for the system. Now what we also see, there are certain people who say that, the critics, they say that it can undermine the separation of power, it can allow the judicial overreach, it can bypass the legal procedure, it can encroach upon executive and legislative domains. Okay. So there are certain arguments against this Article 142 also. There are some people who are saying against the Article 142 also. There are several experts who are saying that this is not fair. But again, if we look at the constitutional provisions, then something is required to be done. Article 142 ensures that there is a complete justice for the people. And there is also a check and balance which is already available from the Supreme Court. Okay. So this is why This is why Article 142 is something which is very much relevant. Yes, you can put this in. Yes, road minister is not fined for having quality roads. See, if we go into that provision, we'll find that all the departments of the government will have to pay fine. All the government departments will have to pay fine. If we start putting a penalty on the government, then the government will have no money left in order to give the penalty. Okay. So this is one of the part. Here we have two questions also on the basis of this. Examine the relevance and challenges due to use of Article 142 by Supreme Court. Second is, anti-defection law has not been able to attain its objective with respect to mass defection or merger. So these two portions are there. I think you can write answer for this. I think you can write the answer for these questions. Dekho, it's true that we have to be very much careful. It's true that we have to be very much careful while driving. We have to be very much careful. There is no doubt in that. There is no doubt in this part that we have to be very much careful. But look at the Indian roads. Look at the Indian roads. Do we have proper street light at all the places? The answer is no. Are we having roads in which there is no potholes or there is no such like discrepancies, or there is no such like barriers, or some places are quite high, some barriers have been created which is not even visible from a long distance? We are having patches on the roads which become dangerous especially for the two-wheelers. If you see the NCRB report, you will find that the people who are more affected due to road accidents are first two-wheelers, second pedestrians. Second number is pedestrians. So you can blame that the two-wheeler people are not driving right. What about the pedestrians? What about the pedestrians? Why they are being hit? Are we not having footpath in India? Why the pedestrians are getting hit? Okay. So there is a lot of challenges in road safety in India. Now coming to the question, we have this one question. The Finance Commission needs to balance efficiency and equity in its recommendation to incentivize states and ensuring prudent fiscal policy. You have to write in 250 words. So how many of you have written this answer? कितने लोगों ने ये आंसर लिखा है? How many of you have written this answer? How much time you have taken? Yes. So how many of you have written this answer? How much time you have taken? 20 minutes. Okay. I think Pradeep, you have just started writing, right? 12 minutes, 17 minutes, 225 words. Okay. 12 minutes. Okay, so let's see this. When we are talking about this question, I think today there is going to be challenging aspect. I have to see how much match is there. So let's see. The question is about the Finance Commission needs to balance efficiency and equity in its recommendation to incentivize the states and ensure prudent fiscal policy. Discuss. Okay. So now in this question, how we are going to approach? First of all, it is about the introduction. Now here there is two options. You can mention about the constitutional article. You can start with the constitutional article with respect to Finance Commission. Since this is a question which is resembling the parts of polity, you can start with the topic of, you can start with some constitutional article related to Finance Commission, Article 280. You can mention the Article 280, or you can start with the recommendation, or you can start with mentioning about 16th Finance Commission. These two options are there. These two options are there. You can either start with the constitutional article with respect to Finance Commission or mentioning about the 16th Finance Commission. So tell me, this is part 1. Have you written in similar manner? Have you written in similar manner? It took 9 minutes. Okay, that's quite good. Now, so this is the first part about the introduction. Now the second part will start with a flow chart. Here you will give the key recommendations of 16th Finance Commission. You can give some key recommendation of the 16th Finance Commission. Then we have to also make the table. We have to give the table. It is about the criteria and percentage devolution. अगर आपने notes देखा है, if you have got the PDF of this, I think you are getting the PDF also. So if you have gone through the PDF of this class notes, if you have gone through the PDF of this editorial session, you may have seen that I have added that table also there, that what recommendations has been given by the 16th Finance Commission. So you have to add that table. That is the first part. Now, then we have to talk about this. That the third part is the trend of devolution. Trend of devolution. You can mention North versus South, North versus South, developed versus poor, contribution versus reward, third part. Okay, you can mention about this trend of devolution. Okay, you can also mention about cess and surcharge over here, cess and surcharge over here. You can mention about the trend of devolution. Okay. Then fourth part, challenges due to present formula. First, federal challenges. In federal challenge, you can mention about the political imbalance. Here you can mention about the political imbalance which we are seeing. That the northern states versus southern state, the political imbalance, the federal challenges which are arising because of this devolution. Okay. You can also mention that impact on fiscal policy of states. Impact on fiscal policy of states. Then you can also mention, we have given some examples like the utilization of the money. Is it wise or not? We have the examples like we have seen, compared Bihar and Arunachal Pradesh, Bihar and Sikkim on health and education. Okay. So wise spending of money. This is something which is a challenging part. Okay. So third part is trend of devolution. Fourth part is challenge due to the present formula. Then comes the fifth part. Solution. That what should be the strategy? What should be the strategy? Here you can mention that this income distance, this income distance criteria, it should be reduced. Population weightage, it has to be rationalized. Performance based devolution, favoring fiscal policy. Then sharing cess and surcharge, or reducing their value, or reducing its value. So you can mention about the solutions which are there. And then finally, when you have to write the conclusion, then here you have to be somewhat more innovative. That we have to ensure that we have to incentivize the merit, and we have to even pull the poorer states towards better performance. That if the Finance Commission prioritizes performance and incentivize merit, then it is also going to help the poorer states. Like suppose that if there are 10 students, in a class and 3 of them are doing quite well, so they are given some reward, maybe they are given some melody chocolates. So then other 7 people, they will also get incentivized that in order to get melody chocolate, we have to also work better. That is the entire part of rewarding system. That is the entire vision behind the rewarding system. That if you are rewarding for something good, then more and more people will be doing something better in order to get that reward. So when you are incentivizing it, then it is going to even motivate the poorer states for doing better things. So that is what you can write in the conclusion, that the Finance Commission should prioritize merit and performance over other factors, as it can also incentivize or motivate. It can motivate the poorer states to do better, to manage their fiscal policy in a better manner. So that is one thing which you can mention. So tell me, now tell me how much identical answer. Now evaluate your answer. Now evaluate your answer. How much close it is. Now tell me how much close your answer is to this one. कितना close है आपका answer? You can get PDF in the Telegram. The PDF of this is going to be there in KGS IAS Telegram channel. KGS IAS Telegram. $85 to 90% similar. That's quite good. Very good. 87%. That's good. See, I think many of you who have been writing answer for last 2 months, आप में से जितने लोग last 2 months से आंसर लिख रहे हैं, I think it's going quite well now. You are able to match 85%, 90%, 75%. So that's quite good. If you are lacking on a particular part, Madhumita, try this thing. You may have written many answers till now. आपने बहुत सारे आंसर लिखे होंगे अभी तक, 30-35 तो लिखे ही होंगे, 50 लिखे होंगे, आई होप सो. So try to write the conclusion of all those 50 answers once again. Try to practice writing the conclusion of those 50 answers once again. If you are writing it again and again, you will find that gradually it is going to improve. I am facing challenges in understanding the questions. So tell me, Khushbu, how many days you have written answers? आपने अभी तक कितने दिन आंसर लिखे हैं? Second part is with respect to grammatical mistakes. So I will suggest you try to do some answer simple sentence framing on daily basis and try to check it with some AI tools. Okay. Try to check it with some AI tools. Try to write some sentences, simple sentences on daily basis and try to check it with AI tools. So even if you are practicing for 30 minutes a day, you are going to improve your grammar within 1 month. But this is something which you have to do from your side. Yes, Pradeep, I know you have recently joined, so stick with this for 20 days, 30 days, and you will see the improvement. When we have started the answer writing, many of the people who are writing the answer in 10 minutes or 12 minutes right now, they have been taking 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes also to write the same answer in the beginning. तो जब हम लोगों ने स्टार्ट किया था तब कई लोग 20 से 25 मिनट में, 30 मिनट में एक एक आंसर लिखते थे. But now it has reduced back to 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 8 minutes. So this is a continuous process. If you are continuing this answer writing on daily basis, you are going to see the improvement within 2 to 3 weeks. So I have given you 2 questions to write today also. ये दोनों questions का आंसर लिखना है. There is also this UPSC mains test series which is going to start from 5th of June. So you can join it also for your mains preparation. And you have to write these 2 answers also. Work on a regular basis. We are going to discuss the answers here in the class itself. So we are discussing editorials, we are discussing the answers. Continue with me for some time and you will see the difference. Okay. So thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for your wishes also. So I will have the melody chocolate delivered to you via YouTube directly. Thank you so much. Take care and all the best. Thank you.